So in the previous video we are going through the revision of chapter number 2 and we have just reached to the chapter number 3. Okay students, in that we have seen up to the water. So first of all let us discuss all that we have studied in the previous video. That is, first of all we have seen air. So without air there is no life possible, and also we have seen the water. So in water also, without water the life is not possible. And then after we have seen about the plants. So what are the plants? Plants just convert, the green plants that convert the carbon dioxide of oxygen into the carbon dioxide into the oxygen of the atmosphere. Okay students, and then after here plants, they purify the air with which we breathe. Trees provide us shade, wood, fuel, timber, medicine and so on. And then after they provide shelter to animals. They gives us food in the form of fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses and many other things. Plants also provide us with fibers such as cotton, jute, sisal and flax for making different kinds of clothes. And also they provide herbivorous with food. Carnivorous cannot survive without the herbivorous, and the so on depend on the plants indirectly for the food that we have all seen. And here the last point they provide is, when plants decay they form humus and enrich the soil. Thus plants are useful to us in many ways. Okay, so first of all the plants is useful for the breath. They just purify the carbon dioxide into the oxygen. Okay students, and then after they also provide the shelter to some of the animals, and the animals are also depend upon the plants, and herbivorous depends upon plants and carnivorous depend upon the herbivorous. So they are indirectly dependent on the plant only. Okay students, and then after here it is animals. So animals animals. So here in the animals, how the animals are useful. So some of the animals just give us milk, honey, eggs and other things. Okay, so we know that all the animals gives us many of the things like wool. Okay, so here let us see one by one which animal gives what. So here cow, buffalo, goats gives us milk, goat, sheep and some other animals gives us wool. Then after cattle and goats also provide meat. And then after hens and ducks provide us with the egg and meat. Camels, bullock carts, horses and oxen are used to pull the carts. Okay, horses and camel are also used for the ride. Then after the dung of animals is used as a manure to make the soil fertile. It is also used to produce biogas. Leather is made from the skin of the animals. Silk is obtained from silkworm. Honey from bees and lac from an insect. So these are all the things that we get from the animals, such as which things we get from the animals, that is wool, milk, honey, okay, etc. This all the things we get from the animals, different kinds of the animals. Okay students, and then after here it is thought human being has domesticated some animals. They hunt other animals for sake of their trophies. They provide tiger skin, deers, and so on. Animals are losing their nature habitat due to the deforestation. Many species are endangered are becoming extinct. For this reason, the government has imposed a ban on the hunting of the animals. Here, there are some human beings who just kill the animals for their sake of the popularity and that all. Okay, so due to that, there is an animal just their species is getting decrease and decrease. So what happens? So by decreasing, if the animals are less amount, then they are endangered species. Okay, so here now moving towards the rock and minerals. So here we know that here we know that here rocks and minerals rocks and minerals. So here there are different kinds of the rocks. Here we know that the first type of rock, that is igneous rock. Then after second one, that is sedimentary rock. Then after metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock. Okay, so these are some of the rocks. Okay, so first of all, here it is the igneous rock. So what is igneous rocks? Let us see that. But before that, how the rock is done. So rocks formed from the earth's crust. They are made up of different materials. They are several kind of rocks, but they are classified mainly into three types. That is igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rock. Okay, so igneous rocks are formed from lava that has cooled and have hardened. Igneous rocks such as granite are used for the constructing buildings and roads. They can be polished and used for making floor, kitchen, counter in houses and so on. So igneous rocks are what? They are made from the lava. So when the lava is cooled and it is hardened, then after this rock is given a definite shape and it can be used in many things. Okay, for the flooring also. Then after coming towards the sedimentary rocks. So what is sedimentary rocks? Sedimentary rocks are formed when sand, clay and so on are deposited in many layers over time. Sedimentary rocks such as sandstone and limestone are used in building. Limestone is used for making cement. Here sedimentary rocks are formed when sand, clay and all the other things get just combined and this type of the rocks are formed. Then after it is metamorphic. Metamorphic rocks are igneous or sedimentary rocks that have been changed because of the extreme heat or pressure, such as marble. So the mixture of these two is the metamorphic rock. Okay, they are just taken. See here, it is written rocks are igneous or sedimentary rocks that have changed because of the extreme heat or pressure, such as marbles. We have seen the marbles. Okay. Then after they are used in the construction of building. Quartz is used in clocks as visual watch. It is used by jewelry and it laboratory equipment as well. Okay, rocks break up into very fine particles to form soil. Soil is essential plant to grow. So for soil is essential for the growth of the plants. And then after here we have reached to the metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals. Okay, and the another one, that is non-metallic mineral. Okay, metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. Over here it is metallic minerals means what? Rocks also contains ore bearing different metallic minerals such as gold, silver, iron, copper, and tin. Steel and alloy is useful to us in many different ways. It is used to make so many things from cooking utensils to railway coaches. So here metallic minerals. This comes from the rocks only. When the rocks, the rocks also contain some of the ores. So these are the some of the ores, and that contains different types of the minerals such as gold, silver, tin, and etc. Then after it is non-metallic mineral. So earth crust also has non-metallic minerals such as coal, petroleum, and mica. So coal is used as a fuel in many factories and industries. Petroleum is refined and made into kerosene, diesel, petrol, special fuel for plane, paraffin wax, and other things. So here non-metallic minerals in the earth crust, it is also contained the non-metallic mineral, that is what it is petrol, many of types of the petroleum products. So from petroleum products that are petrol, coal, diesel, etc. Okay, so they are come out from the earth crust, and then after it is coal and petroleum were formed millions of years ago with plants and animals decay and metamorphosis or change due to the heat and pressure. This is why coal and petroleum are called the fossil fuels. Okay, so coal and petroleum are called the coal and petrol are called the fossil fuels. It can be asked in the fill in the blanks. Okay, students. Then after next, that is renewable energy and non-renewable energy. So here we know that what is renewable energy and what is non-renewable energy, as we have just seen in the previous videos in this chapter. Okay. Renewable energy. Okay, renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Okay, renewable energy and non-renewable resources. So what are renewable resource and what is here? It are resource, not the energy. Sorry. Resource. Okay. Renewable resource and non-renewable resource. So what is renewable resource? So the resources which can be used another time, that are known as the renewable resource. Okay, and non-renewable resource, that is we can't use that the another time, so that are non-renewable resource. Here the supply of coal and petroleum and other minerals is limited. Once they get used up, they cannot be renewed, hence they are non-renewable resource. Even soil is non-renewable. We have to conserve this resource. Here, petrol, diesel, petroleum product, coal, and this all are the non-renewable resource. It is very limited. Okay, so we have to use very low. Okay, students. Then after it is renewable resource. So here, air, sea water, solar energy, wind energy are practically unstable resource. Forest can be renewed if trees are planted to replace the ones that we cut. In nature, old plants die and new plants replace them in the wild, but interference by human being has posed a threat to both plants and animals' life. Forests are dwindling and animals are losing their natural habitat. So here what happens is, due to some of the human activities, these animals and plants are destroyed. Okay, so they are just getting lower and lower, and deforestation is occurring. Okay, so we have to see that the water, air, water and soil remains unpolluted and the forest resources are always renewed. These resources are threatened as follow. Okay, so here it is water pollution, soil erosion, land pollution. Okay, this all the things. Okay, so here we talk about first of all the water pollution. What is water pollution? Water pollution. So here what happens is, some of the industries just directly drain their harmful chemical water to the river, lake, pond, in all that all. So what happens due to this harmful chemical water? What happens? The aquatic life get destroyed, and sometimes that water is also just come to our home. So what happens? That water also harms to us also. Okay, students. Then after, here rivers should be kept clean and water should not be wasted. 97% of water resource on the earth is salt water. Of the remaining 3%, 2% is locked up with the polar ice caps. We have to conserve the remaining 1% which we can use. Okay, so here all the water is polluting day by day, but we have to conserve and we don't have to waste the water. And then that is soil erosion and land pollution. Another one is soil erosion and land pollution. Soil erosion and land pollution. So what is first of all soil erosion? Due to the deforestation, the soil, just some of the trees hold the soil. So when due to deforestation, all the soil will just be unhold. So what happens? It will move with some water or with the heavy winds, and all the soil will be eroded. And here it is land pollution. So what is land pollution? We know that the plastic bags and that all, some of the things we just throw out, but we have to use dustbin. Okay, students. So we have to just throw the garbage into the dustbin. Nowadays there is green garbage and the red garbage. Okay, in green garbage you have to just put all the biodegradable items, and in red you have to just throw all the non-biodegradable things. Okay, so here it is, as the pollution of earth increases, more land and natural resources are needed. Clearing forests for agriculture and for building townships has resulted in soil erosion. If the soil is eroded, trees cannot grow well there. Fewer trees means more erosion. This is a cycle. Okay, means as the trees are more, the soil holding capacity will be increased, so soil will not get destroyed or eroded. Then after it is the air pollution. As we know, there is air pollution due to vehicles, factories. Okay, as the air pollution is due to the vehicles and the factories, we know that. So what happens? The vehicles just produce the carbon dioxide and heavy amount of the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide that harms the atmosphere. Okay, and the industry, they just release the harmful gases directly into the air. Okay, they do not just filter that and just drain it. They just directly drain the harmful gases into the atmosphere. Okay, and also we are just destroying the trees, which just trees just refine the air. Okay, here fewer trees also means an increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the air. More factories and industries release toxic gas in the air and toxic waste into the river and lakes, leading to the pollution of the air, land and water. Okay, so here it is the air pollution. Then after we have to conserve of the natural resource. So how we can just conserve the resource, that I am just reading only, it is no need to be explained. It is necessary for us to take a careful look at all our natural resources and see how we can be spoiling or destroying them. It is time we turn our attention to conserve of resource. We must use our resource wisely and switch over the renewable resource such as solar energy and wind energy. With air pollution, water pollution and noise pollution, human beings are destroying the earth. It is time we put a stop to all this and protect and save the earth. In Calcutta, a limit has been put on noise level to reduce noise pollution. In Delhi, public buses have switched over to the compressed natural gas to reduce the pollution caused by burning fossil fuels. In some cities, plastic bags have been banned, but we have to do much more to keep our planet green. Then after, we must reduce, recycle and reuse. Our slogan, we should reduce consumption of precious resources, recycle them as far as possible and reuse them. Earth is being threatened by human beings. We can continue to enjoy all the wealth given to us by nature only if we use them wisely. Only then we can live behind a green earth and bountiful nature for further generations. So here we have just completed the chapter number 3, revision of the chapter number 3. Okay, now we will see the revision of chapter number 4 in the next video. Okay students, bye students.